How's it going, folks? Chuck Holton here, and I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Just got here. I've been traveling since probably the last time. If you watch my last live, I left right after that live, and I just got over here. So it's been a long couple days of travel. I don't know how many days. I don't know, 30 hours or something of travel. It is currently 7:15 p.m. Local time here in Thailand. I'm in northern Thailand, as I said, the city of Chiang Mai. If you hear kids yelling in the background, that's because I'm at my friend Blake's house, and his kids are all running around. He's got a bunch of kids, and they're awesome. So I wanted to tell you the story about. Just to full disclosure here, I am not actually going to be receiving a Thai massage on this live broadcast. If you thought by the title of the broadcast, after I put the title on there, I started looking at that. I thought people might think I would be actually getting a massage on that's the live that nobody wants to see, least of all me. So my kids would never speak to me again if I did that. So probably no. But I was going to tell you the story about the first time I got a Thai massage. When you come to Thailand, that's one of the things that that's kind of a thing to do. Their massages here are really cheap. I'm not a massage kind of guy, and so I have had no plans to ever get a massage. Actually, I've never really had plans to get a massage, but the few massages that I've ever been conned into getting in my life have almost all turned out to be bad experiences, or at least humiliating. And so this was no different. On my first trip to Thailand, and I don't remember exactly what year that was, but it was probably, well, it was probably like 14 years ago. I went into Burma and met with the Free Burma Rangers for the first time and sort of started learning about them, getting involved with them and that sort of thing. And we were running around, working for quite a bit. I don't know, I'd say probably 2 weeks or something like that. And my cameraman that I hired was a Free Burma Ranger and a local guy. And he was telling me, of course, we're hiking around the jungle. It's hot. We're like sleeping on the ground. It's essentially camping in the jungle. And so it's not super comfortable. And we're all grimy and sweaty and everything. And so we were in the boat, because you have to cross the border and then cross back on the river. So we were in the boat coming back into Thailand, and he told me, he said, "Hey, you should go get a massage when we get back." And I said, "Yeah, I've heard about those massages, and yeah, you're not going to catch me in there. I'm happily married, and I don't want any of that kind of." He's like, "No, no, 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 no. Yeah, look, there's two different kinds of massages you can get in Thailand. There's if you go to the massage parlor and you stick your head in there, and it's a bunch of like young girls that are dressed all seductively and everything, that's not the one you want. They don't know what they're doing, and they're just there for one thing, and that's not what I'm talking about. If you go and you look in the door and it's a bunch of old ladies in lab coats, that's the one you want, because those women are trained. They go through a ton of training. They know what they're doing. And and a Thai massage, if you've had a good Thai massage, you'll never forget it. And he said, "You got to go." So he kept after me and kept after me, and finally said, "Okay, fine, I'll go get a Thai massage." So when I got back from question, are you on Telegram? Yes, I am on Telegram, the Hot Zone podcast on Telegram. So when I got back to Thailand, I had an extra day, and so I was doing some shopping anyway or whatever, and I saw a massage parlor, and I went and I looked in there, and sure enough, it was like young ladies, and I was like, nope, no thanks. So then I went down the road a little more, and I found another one, and you could see from outside, there were a bunch of mattresses on the floor, and people in like pajamas and old ladies with white lab coats on. And I said, oh, that must be what he's talking about. So I went in and I said, I'd like a Thai massage, please. And this older lady, I mean, I was at that point probably still in my 30s. Um, so I was younger, quite a bit younger than I am now. And this lady who had to be in her mid 60s at least. And so I was like, yes. And she looked like maybe her nickname would be Forklift. She was kind of boxy and square and very, stout lady. And so I thought, okay, yeah, this is good. I'll get my Thai massage, and then I can check that off my list and say that I did it, right? Because I am kind of an experientialist. I mean, I'm not going to go try meth or anything, but I do like to say that I've been there and done that for a lot of things. So I went and told her I wanted a massage. She gave me some pajamas to put on, full length, long sleeves, long pants, everything. So I went in the other room, changed, came back out. She laid me down on this mattress on the floor, and then proceeded to just try to rip my arms and legs off. Like it's hard for me to even put into words how absolutely painful this massage was. Now, I am not a bendy person by nature. I'm not very flexible at all, and especially after you've been hiking around the jungle and you're kind of sore from your exertions and things like that. I was she was pulling things that shouldn't have been pulled and prodding and taking her elbow and grinding it into I mean, the kind of things that my buddies and I would do to each other as a prank when we were kids, like give each other Charlie horses and stuff. She was doing this, and she like knew just how far she could bend me before like something just ripped right off. You know what I mean? It was, I was literally like confessing to crimes I had not yet committed. I was, it was all I could do. And of course, you don't want to seem weak with this lady, you're supposed to be, this is supposed to be, people pay money for this. I was thinking they could use this technique at Gitmo to get information out of terrorists that we could use in the war on terror, at that time. But people actually pay money for this. And if I went like, or, oh, or, anything like that, then she would go, oh, and she would grind even more on that spot. Like, oh, there's a spot. And so I was like trying really hard not to go, it was so unbelievably painful. And I mean, at one point, she was standing, she had me laying on my stomach. She's standing on the soles of my feet. This is a smallish lady, but she was strong. She's standing on the soles of my feet with my arms back behind me like this. And like she's pulling me back like a figurehead on a ship or something. And I'm just like, ah! What in the world? And when you don't know what to expect, you don't know if she's actually going to injure you or something. And she's trained to go right up to the limit. And so I felt like she was going to break me. I mean, I really thought this woman was going to irreparably damage my body. And so I was just crying, like it was so painful. And, so I'm keep thinking like, just breathe, just relax, just, but it was really more like an extremely, like I would imagine a colonoscopy would be far more comfortable than this Thai massage was. And this woman, like I said, they could put her to work in any prison camp, concentration camp, whatever, and she would be like the lady in charge for sure. Because this lady was stacked. I mean, she just was muscular, and she was super nice. She was very, very nice lady, and she kept up this sort of chatter going all the time, talking to me, but I really didn't understand a word she was saying. She had such a thick accent, and I, it was like her attempt at English, but it wasn't really English. And so I just kept saying, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And she was probably saying, oh, do you like that? Do you want more of that? And I'm just like, uh-huh. And she's like, ah, and trying to rip my arms off. And my gosh, it just was, it was a desperately painful experience. Well, it got worse because um, then she had me turn over on my back and lay on my back, and then she's bending my leg up over my ear, trying to touch my toe to my ear. She popped my toes. Like how you pop your knuckles like that. She popped the knuckles on my toes. I don't know about you, but nobody has ever popped the knuckles on my toes before, least of all me. Why would you do that? Like, that's not even, that can't be healthy. That's not good for you. And she's going crack, crack, and I'm going, ah! Yeah, I mean, it was terrible. I don't know what, is that a thing? Like, do you pop the knuckles on your toes? I don't think that's a thing. And she was not like, I thought I would lay on the table, and she would, like, it was like a massage, but it wasn't a massage. It was almost like some kind of combat sport for her. So she was like rolling over and pulling my leg up, and like bending me sideways and backwards, and my back sounded like a zipper. It was, oh my goodness. And then she'd like spin around and get me in a lock with her. This woman had to do Muay Thai on the side or something. I mean, you talk about like, submission in those kinds of martial arts, and I was like trying to tap out the whole time, but whatever I was doing, she just kept doing more of it, and so she's like bending my leg up over my head, and I thought my knee was gonna pop out of joint, and then she just like, as she's got my leg like up here, so my knee is like on her shoulder, and she's looking down at me, and I'm just like tears in my eyes, and she's stretching my hamstrings, which are unbelievably painful, and then she just reaches down with her left hand and pats me on the crotch, and she says, "You want me to take care of baby?" I don't know if you've ever found yourself in a compromising position that is just the most awkward thing ever that could happen. But for a guy that age, a 30-something-year-old guy, married, believe me, there was absolutely nothing sensual about this combat sport called the Thai massage that she was doing to me. Nothing at all. And then to have her reach down and tap me on the crotch and say, "Do you want me to take care of baby?" What do you say to that? I was like, "Mama's baby, no, no, mama's baby, mama's baby," and right at that moment, okay, they have this like, nice little Oriental music playing in the background with the flowing, rushing water sounds that make you have to pee, and right at that moment, the music changed. And I'm not exaggerating. This is not a lie. I swear that right at that moment, the song changed, and it was John Denver. "Country roads take me home to the place at West Virginia," which is where I lived at that time. And so I saw that as, God telling me, like, it's time to, cut this one off. Besides the fact that, like, after what Grandma, or Forklift, however you want to call her, had done had been doing to the rest of me, I wouldn't have even wanted to see what she would contrive to do to that part of me, if you know what I mean. Have you ever seen that Monty Python, the Holy Grail? It was like, with nothing wrong with that. And yeah, so that was that was my experience with the Thai massage. Now, I've had other Thai massages since then that were not quite that bad, and part of it is that I've learned that you kind of just have to roll with it, and they're not going to break you. And if you know they're not going to break you, then you can relax a little more and maybe not be so tense, and just keep your clothes on. That you just don't let grandma take care of baby, and everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. So, yeah, that's the story of my my first Thai massage, and would never want to go back to that lady again. That's for sure. But memorable, without a doubt, memorable. Sometime if we get time, when I get back to Israel or Jordan, I'll tell you about the first massage that I got conned into having in Jordan, which was in some ways quite a bit worse than my experience with the Thai massage here in Thailand. So that's all I've got actually for today. It's going to be a really short live because it is 7:30, but my brain has no idea what time it is, and I have not had a shower since I left or a shave, and so I smell like a yak. And we're going to have a full day tomorrow, getting stuff prepared. And I just wanted to do a quick live, let you know that I made it here okay, and I am healthy, safe, everything's fine. I will probably do another live tomorrow because we're still going to be here in Chiang Mai. And so probably about same time, I don't know, early 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, Eastern time. Tomorrow I will try to do a live broadcast, and I will. I want to let you know a little more about what we're going to be doing to try to help the people that are being persecuted and chased out of their homes and that sort of thing in Burma. So thank you to everybody who donated on the last live. We actually raised quite a bit of money, and we are already finding things to do with it. The people that are in there, I'm hearing from our guys here on the ground, there are a lot of needs, and so we're going to do what we can to help as many people as possible. Thank you very much for your generosity. You guys are unbelievably generous. I mean, I don't even know how to handle it really, because this is kind of new to me. I mean, I've had this podcast for 4 years, and it just really started taking off when I started doing those lives in Israel. And it's just a few months ago. And so like when I mention something and you guys just overwhelm me with your generosity, it's going to take me some time to, we're going to try to do it as best we can to help as many people as possible. But it may become like a full-time job for somebody, because just the power of the internet is so great that it's absolutely mind-boggling. Really is. So anyway, that's all I've got. Hey, thank you very much, Robert. I appreciate that. And again, God bless you. If you want to see footage from my Thai massage, too bad. That's the YouTube that's not going to happen. But suffice it to say, I have to put that in there at least once every live. Suffice it to say that I wouldn't recommend it for unless you really know what you're getting into. So, all right. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless you. Take care. We'll see you later.